Zimmerman, you're on the air.
Hello, hello.
You're live. Well, you're live to tape.
Live to tape.
Are you on my show or am I on your show right now?
Or are we doing a swapcast?
Swapcast.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
I'm down for it. Yeah, let's do
because then that's just more people that get to see the conversation. You know?
Yeah. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually a little out of breath because I've been I'm hiding right now from Tim Dillon fans. I think they want me dead now.
You have caused a ruckus.
I don't know if you saw.
You're going to have to deal with the consequences.
I put up an apology this morning. I don't know if you saw it or not, but
no, not yet.
I did apologize. Well, as best I could. It might not be enough, but we'll see. We'll see if it holds the wolves at bay.
You know that they're heartless and they will rip you to pieces.
Oh, really? You've heard this about Tim Dillon fans? They do that? Well,
I know that I'm a fan of Tim Dillon, and I would definitely rip you to pieces if I didn't know how truly, truly sorry you are.
I'm very sorry. I'm very
disparaging things that you have said.
Yeah, I mean, I live outside now because of this. Like, I'm in a parking lot right now. Like, I keep my stuff in this shopping cart.
So Tim, do you understand what your minions have done?
Yeah, I mean, look, I live outside now. I've lost my home. I lost my car. I lost my dog. If you look through my Instagram feed, you can see my car. It's wrecked now. I don't have one. And it's thanks to Tim Dillon, right?
Yeah.
Some guy gave me an apple this morning, so I'm lucky I can eat. But,
he also hates Tim Dillon, and that's why he wanted to help you. I'm sure of it.
I don't know. We didn't talk about it. I'm afraid to talk about it now. I'm afraid to speak. In Canada, I don't know how it is in America, but we're supposed to have free speech up here. And I feel repressed by this comedian. He's supposed to be this affable, friendly guy, who makes people laugh. He should be an
sure. I think that it's even funnier that you thought that Canadians have free speech. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you're right. We're kind of repressed up here. I won't say anything about politics, actually. You go ahead.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
What do you think of our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau? How do you feel about him?
How do I feel about him? That's two questions. What do I think about him? What do I feel about him?
Pick one.
I think that he is a woke version of Trump. That's about how I see Justin Trudeau.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Attention seeker.
So you think he's a narcissist? Because some people think that Trump is a narcissist. I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but.
Yeah, I think that Trump is a broken person. He had a traumatic childhood.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, deprived of any sense of approval from his family. And that can break a person psychologically.
Oh, for sure.
And I also definitely see attention-seeking, approval-seeking tendencies from Justin Trudeau, and it makes me want to hold him as a small child and tell him it's okay.
I think in his case, it's probably from neglect because his mom was, a cokehead. That's what they say. And
by the way, poor folks, coke is what you do when you're rich and you don't want to deal with your problems. That's what coke is. Anyways, go ahead.
It's the rich man's crack. And his father was very busy being a puppet.
Running shit. Yeah.
Well, he was
doing what he was told.
He was the showman who was supposed to be running things, but he wasn't. Even back then, there were these puppeteers that were running things. And some people actually think that Justin is the illegitimate son. I don't know if you've heard this. This is getting into conspiracy territory. He's the love child of Fidel Castro, and Margaret Trudeau. That's actually a real thing. You can search that, and there's all kinds of things that come up.
No, I'm gonna pull up all three of their pictures and then compare them to Justin Trudeau and see whose features I can see, because that's interesting.
I don't know. It seems pretty far-fetched, but I had some looks at some old pictures, and it's, you can see the resemblance. That's the creepy part. You can actually see the resemblance. So
it's hard though when you're dealing with that kind of stuff, because there's also a conspiracy theory out there that Katy Perry is actually John Benet Ramsey, and I don't even know
I
if you
believe
know
it.
who that is, but
I believe that.
they look like the same person if you were to age John Benet Ramsey, but that's not facts. That's just personal opinion. But I'll tell you what, I would like to do a side-by-side comparison of the Trudeaus and Castro next to Justin and just compare. I'll put it up and then I'll tag you on it.
Thank you. Thank you. And then the government will be at my doorstep. It's a good thing I don't have a fixed address right now. So
hashtag stop Tim Dillon.
Yeah. Hashtag end Tim Dillon. No, I can't say that anymore.
No, you can't. They'll come after you.
You can say it though. You're welcome to take up the torch.
No, I love Tim Dillon, so I would not do that.
All right. I think you're just saying that so he doesn't destroy your life, but
not to connect, or I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I'm a very scared person. That's all.
Are you? So have you always been a frightened child, or?
No, I'm just afraid of Tim Dillon. I love you, Tim.
You're just afraid of Tim.
Please don't hurt me, Tim. I have nothing. There's nothing you could take from me. Just leave me alone.
You could try to take your children.
I mean, you could take my green screen. It's not finished yet, but.
And by children, I mean your application, because I've discovered since the last time I spoke to you that you're actually an app developer. You're developing an app called Better Than Barter. Is that right?
Well, first of all, to be an app developer, you have to know, computer coding, which I do not.
Okay, that was my next question.
Actually, we have to change the name of the app because as I was doing my due diligence for years, there was one website that never came up in any of my research, and they are called Better Barter.
Okay, and so
we're like, all right,
buy the name from them, or you'd get in a fight with them or something?
No, they've been around since 2003. It's their name. It just so I named my company or my app Better Than Barter because my company is Better Than LLC.
Yep.
And we have.
You do have. That was another one of my questions. Okay. So
do you want me just to kind of fill you in?
Sure. Yeah.
So Better Than LLC, our mission statement is to help humanity reach their full potential. And there's a million ways that we want to do that. One of them is a bartering app. It's actually a little different than bartering, but it just rewards people for doing favors for each other. That's one thing.
So
but
I could trade this apple for something on this app.
If somebody wants it, yeah.
If somebody wants to.
If somebody's like, I need an apple. I'm one apple short for my apple pie. Can anybody bring me an apple? And you bring them an apple, you earned a favor. Maybe you could use that to clean up your sharp, snazzy haircut, or you could use it for a ride to the airport. Yeah, something like that. But eventually,
I did just get my haircut. Actually, I did.
It looks very sharp. I like that haircut.
I'm
a stylist by profession.
Are you really?
I know a good haircut when I see one. Yes.
Okay. So LLC. That's a really cool thing that you can get. It stands for Limited Liability Corporation. Mm-hmm. And we don't have that in Canada. We have to pay a fortune to get incorporated up here. So most people don't do it. So we don't have the same protections usually as a small business owner. So I would love to move to America, actually. So if you know like a nice girl that wants to marry like a Canadian idiot, just so
I know a ton of them, and
just so I can get a green card. Yeah, please do, because I would love to move to Colorado and just like exist in the trees, hide from the Dillon fans. That's one bonus to being in Canada is it's hard for his minions to get across the border right now. So
Tim, well, his reach is pretty far though. I mean, I just sleep with one eye open, that's all. Just make sure that you're watching your six.
Have you had any problems with celebrities bothering you, or is it mostly okay?
Oh God, I wish. Somebody cancel me already.
That'd be a major boost for you, right? If you had.
Have you seen how many episodes I have? Like, somebody pay attention.
Even if you hate me. I know. I left a couple of comments this morning. I don't know if you saw them yet, but I left some comments on your channel. So.
Oh, on the YouTube?
On the YouTube, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're
very
talking
nice.
About Instagram, because there's so many platforms right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's how we connected, was on Instagram.
Right.
I don't necessarily like it for social media, but I like it for talking to people.
I love everything about Instagram except that it's owned by Facebook.
Yeah.
I would love it if they had sold to anybody but Zuckerberg. Now he's going to be after me too, but
well, he'll just kill you in your sleep.
yeah.
But no, I mean, I have a few issues with Instagram. You know,
Okay.
I don't, it doesn't seem right to me that you can't post links. And if it's a social media sharing platform, which it seems to be, you should be able to share links.
They don't want people leading you outside of their platform, which is very greedy.
Which is hilarious because Facebook, more than anybody, should know that once you're on Facebook, you don't leave. Yeah. That's how it works. You respond to a comment or something on your Facebook, and 6 hours later, you're like, "Where are my children?"
Well, I actually left Facebook 10 years ago now, and I never looked back. And now, now that I don't think there's any excuse to be on it anymore, to tell you the truth. There's so many other platforms. I think it's time to sort of hit Zuckerberg where it hurts and say, look, you did all these unethical things. It's well documented. Ex-CEOs have come forward and said, we were sitting in the boardroom planning ways to deconstruct society, so intentionally destroy society as we know it. This was their action plan. It's pure evil, in my opinion, but you know.
Yeah, and this goes a lot deeper than like on my YouTube channel, I have that talk series, and I talk in one of them. I'm talking about how not just social media platforms, but all of these different big tech industries purposefully make their products addictive, so that number one, you will be on it more, you'll be distracted by them a lot more, but also you will have maximum exposure to the type of propaganda that they're trying to produce.
Well, I mean, this is Google right now, right? Google owns YouTube.
Yep.
You know, hello, l'oncle Google. Bonjour la. We call him l'oncle Google up here. L'oncle Google.
Okay, what is that? What
Uncle,
is that?
Uncle Google.
Oh, Uncle Google. Okay,
He's like a big, like
big
hopefully benevolent uncle. Don't be evil.
Don't you know?
Please don't be evil. Don't cancel me. Yeah.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but usually the uncle that everyone thinks is benevolent takes kids, you know, offers to babysit.
Yeah, and then you find him in the bathroom, like touching them inappropriately, and it's like,
yeah, that's Uncle
Dave,
Google.
What are you doing, Uncle Dave? Right?
Yeah.
You can't trust anyone. Can't trust your family. You can't trust, you can't trust people at the corner store anymore. Can't trust anyone. It's kind of sad.
Have you been following this thing by the World Economic Forum called the Great Reset?
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I don't know which one of us would do a better job breaking down just a quick synopsis. Would you? I mean,
you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. I just stumbled across it like a couple of weeks ago, actually, because I've had my head in the clouds and I just haven't had time to pay attention to all the ways that authority is trying to fuck us. But yeah. So essentially, the World Economic Forum, and what is that's kind of heading up this thing? That old bastard. What is his name? Do you remember his name?
Are you talking about the Bilderbergs?
No. The guy who's the head of the World Economic Forum.
Oh, I think I know who you mean.
Or at least the main speaker. Anyways, he's this old Dutch or German guy.
He's German.
Okay. Basically, he comes out and he says, humanity has kind of hit its limit as far as how we're able to sustain life on this planet with the current methods that we're implementing. And so it's time for a great reset. And he goes on to talk about how, this is good for all of humanity because it gives us an opportunity to redesign all of the systems that are really hindering humanity. And he presents it as like this great humanitarian project to help lift everybody up. And then you get into like the details of how you would actually go about implementing the Great Reset as a plan.
Yeah.
And
we're in the middle of it, right? We're in the middle of it. And this pandemic, or some people are calling it actually a plandemic, is part of the Great Reset. And this has happened before in history, where the powers that be decide that we need a reset, either because people are waking up and figuring out their tricks, or because they want to cull a certain part of the population, which is certainly a possibility. I don't want to get macabre here, but
It's dark material, and
it is dark
it's
material.
not like you
Yeah.
can really avoid it.
You can't anymore. Even you know, even people that are humorists, or you know, if they're writing fiction, you can't avoid, you know, it's even journalists that used to cover, you know, like fluff pieces, they're having to cover, you know, these sort of catastrophic world events. And yeah, it is concerning. And Bill Gates, I think, is involved. I don't know if you know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like, do you think that that's just conspiracy? Do you think that he's...
No, in fact, no. I think that it's completely logical.
Yeah.
If you look at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the work that they've been doing over the past decade and a little bit longer, to bring vaccinations to third world countries, to help with worldwide epidemics.
Yeah.
On paper, everything looks really altruistic, you know, it looks really great. And then you find out that, oh, Bill and Melinda Gates is also tied in with donations from these huge pharmaceutical companies. And you're like, well, of course they would have an interest in donating to the Gates Foundation because they're the ones producing these vaccinations. So of course they would be in support of a program that's going to help spread vaccinations around the world. That's actually kind of makes sense. And that's not, you know, but then you realize, oh, like the countries where where the foundation has been doing the most work, India, the Congo, all of these places, have actively booted the Gates Foundation out of their countries through lawsuits and other means, because the vaccinations that they're providing to these third world countries is causing illness and death.
Yeah.
They're essentially using them, you know,
they're like a test study or something for the world, or...
Yeah. Like especially the HPV vaccinations.
Oh, really? Okay.
Gardasil.
Have you had that? Have your kids had that?
No. And I have 2 sons and a daughter, and they will never get those vaccinations.
Wow.
Because you see what happened in South America. They launched their tests, I guess, of those that set Gardasil vaccinations in South America. Sorry, I bumped
Gardasil.
my mic.
And Gardasil is for HPV, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
HPV, if you don't know, it stands for human papilloma virus, and it's I believe it's an STD. Is that right?
Well, technically,
STI, they call it an STI.
Yeah, and because it's an infection, but it causes in males there is no real harm done, but in females it can cause cervical cancer.
Okay, so they're giving this vaccine as a way to prevent cancer. Is that...
Yeah.
Okay.
And I always thought it was really funny because they didn't come out with the male version of Gardasil first. They came out with the female version of Gardasil, and I just thought, if it was the boys giving this to the females, why would you not vaccinate the boys?
Yeah.
But no, they vaccinated the girls first, and actually there were deaths associated with that in South America.
Are you familiar with RFK, Robert F. Kennedy? Yeah, he's going around the world right now, and in Germany particularly, he gathered huge crowds, and he's talking about these vaccines and how low the bar is for the people that are producing them. There's really not a lot of checks and balances before they get released to the public, and this is why they can potentially be so damaging, because not enough testing is done.
Well, that's true. But there's another layer to how damaging it is, because at least in America, I know this isn't true for Europe, but in America, you are not allowed to sue pharmaceutical companies for adverse reactions to vaccinations.
No, vaccines are protected more than any other treatment.
So while the testing that's done is really, It's not transparent, the testing that is done. Also, the side effects aren't properly recorded because nobody is allowed to actually pursue damages.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't expect to be talking about vaccines today.
I know. I told you I can talk about just about anything.
You can talk, yeah. And you're a singer too. You were telling me the other day.
Yeah, I love to sing.
We tried to do a show and it didn't record, so I apologize.
Yeah.
But
this is take 2.
This is take 2, and I'm not wearing a mask, so it's better. So
yeah, that is way better.
It is way better. I'm trying to remember what we talked about. We talked about singing Mac the Knife. Which I think we should.
The shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly whites. I can't remember the rest of the words.
Yeah, I think we should totally do that. I have the sheet music somewhere, so I'll send you the music, and I'll get.
I can't read music.
That's okay. I'll get a track, and I'll send you the lyrics, and then we'll put together like do you know anyone else who could sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
If we find 2 more, maybe we'll do like a 4-panel thing.
Oh, like the original. That'd be awesome.
Because there's three women, right? That Mac goes around.
I don't remember. I just remember the version with all of his buddies. It's Dean Martin.
I actually have a knife right here, actually.
That's a good knife.
It's a throwing knife.
Yeah.
It's I think it's an American brand, actually.
Okay. Nice.
SOG, which stands for Son of God. I don't know. SOG?
Makes sense.
Are you religious at all, Lindi? Is it Lindi?
Lindsey.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not religious. I'm spiritual for sure, but not religious.
Oh, okay. So you don't attend church.
No, there is a really cool church in town that I really dig the vibes in. I haven't been in it for a long time, but I'd like to go. It kind of reminds me of a mud flood building, if you know what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
So you want to hear my favorite conspiracy?
Yes.
Okay. My favorite conspiracy is this idea that the Earth at some point in the not very distant past went through a pretty big catastrophe, whether it was an impact or giant earthquakes or eruptions or whatever, but it caused this phenomenon, which you can find videos of it. It's a real thing, but it's the liquefaction of the ground, the topsoil of the earth, so it turns to mud.
Oh, okay. Like everywhere.
And
it's just mud.
Kind of. It seems maybe not everywhere, but you can find evidence on every continent for sure. Okay. And the most evidence that you can find is actually in buildings themselves. So it looks to me in most places, the highest that the mud levels rose was about 12 feet. And they're down, anywhere from a few feet to 12 feet. Anyways, it seems to have just kind of moved across entire areas and buried a lot of standing structures below the ground.
And this is like
ground level.
Throughout America, you can find evidence.
Throughout America, Australia, Italy, France, Russia, England, London especially. There's a lot of these buildings that you can find.
What is the timeline? You think this happened in the 1800s or?
I think it was. There's some speculation because just of we had the War of 1812,
right?
And I believe that it was after that.
Well, and I think that during the War of 1812, we actually won, didn't we? The British actually won.
Well, you say we.
But and the British kept it coming. But it was a while. Fired once more and they came running down
the craziest part about all of it, though, is that you can find evidence of these wherever you see a building, especially like if you're in a city's downtown that it still has its old architecture, original architecture in these downtown buildings. You can see where a lot of windows and doorways have actually been covered up, and what you're actually entering into in a lot of these buildings that appears to be the first floor is actually the second floor, because the entire bottom floor is underground. It's very fascinating, and you can find proof of it everywhere.
Really interesting. So what would I look up? What's this conspiracy?
Just look up mud flood buildings.
Buildings.
Yeah,
okay.
But here's the really interesting thing about it. If it only happened 100 years ago or 200 years ago.
Why don't we know about it?
Why don't we know about it?
Yeah, okay.
And then you find out about orphan trains.
Orphan trains? What?
Orphan trains in Victorian era child welfare policy.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes deep, brother. It goes deep.
So you think there's some huge cover up of some sort of catastrophic world event that for some reason we don't have any documentation?
Well, I think that the documentation, it's not for some reason we don't have documentation. It's been very clearly covered up.
Controlled.
But as to why they would bother, there's all kinds of speculation you can make.
Well, my favorite one is the flat earthers, because I think they're hilarious.
It's fun to engage and see their thought processes.
And they shoot the lasers, and but there's no proof. There's never any proof. So I like that one. The moon landing conspiracy theory. I think that there's an argument for them to have. I think they went to the moon, but I don't think that they went exactly when they said they did.
Or that the footage that we see is them going.
No, and the footage you can forgive, because they might have done that for reasons of quality, right? Like if they got really poor shots from the actual moon landing, maybe they decided to shoot it in a sound studio.
But it definitely looks to you like it was shot in a sound studio. I think that maybe
it's footage. It's footage, and I don't know why. I don't know the reason. I don't know if they actually went but they had a lot of motivation, right? They were in the Cold War with Russia, so they wanted to win. They had Hollywood. Why wouldn't they use it?
Why not make it look like we won?
Why
just
not?
So we can say that we won?
Yeah.
Or maybe they really did win. They got there and then they didn't expect what they found. And they were like, oh, we can't tell the American people about this.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know either, but it's way more fun to speculate than really to know for sure.
It's really interesting and that you get all these different theories, and people take the photos and they just dissect them, and it's interesting to listen to different sides of the arguments, for sure. And that's what's great about free speech, is that we can have these conversations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do
you think it's going to go away?
Yeah. Oh, it is going away. That's what's happening, right?
For you guys. I mean, I think it's eventually going to go away for us too, but I think that you guys are way more further down that road than America.
Yeah.
I've been paying attention. I love you guys. I feel for you.
I don't know how you feel about the gender assignment.
Well, that's what made me realize what was going on out there. I heard about Jordan Peterson.
Yeah. And you saw what happened to him. He basically lost his job because he refused to adopt language that doesn't exist in any dictionary, or any school of thought ever. And then suddenly he's being forced to use dialogue to address people as Zer, or, so I could basically go into his class and say, well, from now on, you have to call me not he or she, but Zer. Right? Because that's my gender pronoun. And he basically said, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I can't. Well, here's to clarify. And by the way, I think him leaving the school was mutual, but
was it? Okay. So they didn't actually fire him. It was,
well, he went on a sabbatical and I don't think he ever returned, because why would you after that? And you're Jordan Peterson.
Like, why would you go back? Like hotcakes, and he doesn't need to.
I hope he's set for life, because he had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
I think he ended up getting hooked on some anti-anxiety medication. It was all very public. He just kind of came back, and I didn't listen to it, but I saw a post of him.
He'll be fine. I think
he will.
Fine. He seems like a pretty tough guy. I mean, he seems. But it's interesting because he seems like really sensitive, but also really tough at the same time.
He's Canadian.
He is Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, those tough ass people.
Mais oui.
Yeah.
Tabernacle.
But to be fair to him, his argument wasn't that people would ask if he would use their pronouns. He said, in any particular situation, if somebody asked me polite or, asked me nicely, and I felt that they were genuine, of course I would honor that wish of theirs. Yeah. But the second the government steps in and tells me that I must use words, that's when I'm not going to fall in line.
And then
bravo.
Then you start to think, well, what is the government's real interest in this? And I think
compelled speech.
compelled speech.
Not that you're not allowed to say this, it's that you must say this. And we're actually dealing with this, a version of this in the United States with wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different version of it, but it's the same principle.
Yeah, and wearing the mask is a physical way of gagging people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just the look of it, it's like a muzzle, right?
And that's not to say that I'm against wearing masks. I will wear masks, especially if an establishment requests it, or even at work, if my clients come in wearing a mask, I ask them, would you like me to wear my mask?
Yeah.
Because
I find it ironic that you have to leave your bag at the counter, but you have to wear the mask so that you look like a terrorist.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
It's like, don't you dare take your mask off, but you have to leave your bag at the counter.
Is Halloween big up in Canada?
I find it hilarious. It used to be big. Yeah, I used to love Halloween.
I just, down here, like, they discouraged any kind of Halloween celebrations. And I'm like, this is the one holiday where you're supposed to wear a mask, and they don't want anybody to go out and celebrate Halloween.
So basically, they just want to kill fun, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So what did you do with the kids? Did you
we did all stuff. Yeah, we did pumpkins. Actually, our solution this year was we put out a bowl of candy at the end of the driveway for the little kids, and then we hung full-size candy bars. Well, actually, we duct taped them to a tree so that the little kids couldn't reach them, only the big kids could reach them.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, and then I kept the kids home. They got to watch spooky movies, and we painted faces, and you know that. And it's so weird that I didn't see a single trick-or-treater the whole night.
They couldn't have any friends over, I guess, because of distancing, or
no.
Oh, okay.
If we felt compelled to get together with friends, we do. We do. Okay. It's just, and we did earlier that day. We actually got together, and they made sweet treats, and had some fun playing in the backyard, and got together with some neighbor kids. But
it's.
I didn't see any trick or treaters.
I find dating is particularly difficult in this time because you can't even have dinner with someone because unless you have like 6 meters, like tables that are really long.
So you're divorced?
Well,
right?
yeah.
Okay. How long have you been single?
A year and a half, which probably
man.
It's probably not long. It's probably not long enough, right?
No, because think about how long it takes to like shed all of the old pieces of that other person that are still clinging to you, like to just get them off of you. It takes a long ass time.
You might be watching. If you're watching, I'm sorry.
It takes a long ass time to just realize who you are singly as a person. But then to have any type of in-person interaction completely cut out, like basically your best bet right now is that she just drops out of the sky and
pretty much
doesn't speak English and
Mañana.
only has you to rely on. No, I'm
Welcome
just kidding.
To Canada. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
I don't know. I can't imagine.
They are upping the immigration here, and there's nowhere for people to work, right? There's people here that don't have work, that don't have homes, and they want to bring in hundreds of thousands more.
Are you guys all locked down? What's that situation?
No.
Okay.
We were locked down, like the first wave, what they called the first wave, right?
Yeah.
Basically, we were locked down, but it was just always a recommendation. But the media did a really great job of putting the fear into people's heads. So it really worked the first time around. This time around, they're calling it the second wave. People are out and about. They are wearing the masks a lot. And you can see that some people are really buying into this stuff, like really buying into it. They're frightened. They're afraid to
People are really scared.
They're afraid, yeah. I've been through it. I was afraid. I'm not afraid anymore, but I went through the fear. Because I watched the CNN, right? I watched the BBC. And I've stopped now. I've stopped watching.
Yeah, you have to. Because think about it in the beginning. And this is what I try to explain to people who are, in America, basically, if you're a Biden supporter, then you think we should have lockdowns, we should have social distancing, we should all wear masks, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And so what I would try to explain to people who are of that way of thinking, you have to understand, like in the beginning, they showed us people dropping dead in the streets in China. And they said, this is coming to where you live.
Yeah.
This is coming. And so everyone was terrified.
Yeah.
And when they locked us down, and when they locked us down, we were like, shit, yeah, we'll stay home.
Yeah.
But even in South Dakota where I live, they didn't actually shut down all of the businesses, but a lot of them took time off because they were so terrified.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
So
then
did you have, sorry to interrupt, did you have a full-time job before all this hit, or?
I'm self-employed.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a self-employed.
Anyways.
I do. I mean, I just chose to keep working,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they didn't, the Department of Health never closed down salons and barbershops where I live. So we just kept working.
So you've always been able to get a haircut?
No, I can't get a haircut, but everybody else can get a haircut.
Because you provide that.
Yeah,
because they did shut that down for about 3 months here, at least 3 months. You couldn't go to
the barbershops and
you couldn't
okay.
you couldn't go there.
Imagine
there's still certain things, like you still can't get a hot shave. They don't provide that because you have to wear a mask. So they can't provide a hot shave.
Yeah, you don't even have to wear masks here.
Not at all, huh?
No, you don't. If you want to, you know, and like grocery stores request that you wear a mask in the store, but if you don't, nobody's going to do anything to you.
See here, if you go into a Walmart, you have to wear the mask, otherwise they'll call security.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
here, they'll hand you one. If you walk in without a mask, there's a greeter there to hand you a mask as you walk in, but nobody is going to come up to you if you're not wearing a mask.
So they don't force you to wear it. No. See here, they pretty much, they say it's recommended, but it's pretty strong, right? Like if you don't put it on, you feel the pressure, right? Yeah, it's basically mandatory. But then if you go into a lot of, like I went into like a really cool coffee shop today for lunch, and nobody was wearing a mask.
It really depends on the company you're keeping, doesn't it?
It's private business, seems like it's functioning under a totally different set of rules than this
corporate
top-down stuff that's coming from government or coming from the CEOs that have all been bought and sold by either Bilderberg Group or whoever is actually running this shit show, because it is a shit show. And I probably shouldn't say this because this video will be, censored. It's comedy. Hey, it's comedy.
Are you just on YouTube, or do you have other channels elsewhere?
I'm on YouTube. I also have a show called Wednesday Morning Coffee, which is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Podcast Republic and everywhere else. So I'm doing a lot of work on the podcast right now, mostly.
Are you thinking about branching out into like minds.com or any of these other platforms?
What is it called? Minds.com?
Minds. MINDS.com.
Okay. I haven't looked at it, but I can.
I'll send you a couple of links. I'll send you Better Than's page on there. What I want to do is start.
Do you need to be connected, Lindsay, with developers? Because I know some developers that might be able to help you with your application. Actually.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Otherwise, I just started downloading software.
Are you willing to pay a developer?
Oh, I have no money.
Oh, okay. It's
becoming clear at the moment that I probably
cannot
afford to actually.
So, he was a guest on. If you listen to my latest podcast on Spotify, Wednesday Morning Coffee, I talked to C. Ansley. He's got a book coming out. He's been a web developer for 20 years.
Wow.
He watches this show. So see, if you're watching, here's this lovely lady that needs a developer.
Honestly, I need a
or anyone else. Mark, I don't know if you're watching, but he's a developer too.
I need an app developed to save the world. Like that's what I need.
Yeah. And I was really impressed that you're actually on a humanitarian mission with this app, which is great. And I've just been really lucky. And the guests that I've had on, they have these other agendas, either green agendas or, they're fun people and they're cool people, but they have a heart and they want to do something good for them.
They have a life's purpose.
They have a purpose and they're fulfilling a purpose.
Yeah, everything changes when you have a purpose all of a sudden. It's really interesting.
Yeah. And I like to connect people, and I like to be involved and find out what people are doing and try to help them along the way if I can, right?
It seems like you're a pretty natural facilitator. You see a need that someone has, and you go through your Rolodex to come across the resource that's just for them, and then you say, here you go. Yeah,
why not? Yeah. Right? Why not?
That's a very, very important role to play, a facilitator.
If it works. Yeah, if it works.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hmm.
No, I enjoy it. And I enjoy interviewing people. Like a lot of podcasts are just monologues, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But I like
Yeah, mine's half and half. It's like half interviews, half monologues.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
prefer the interview
I do too. I
process.
hate just talking to myself. That's why I changed the name of the solo cast to Voice in the Ether, because I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm just like this disembodied voice going out into, you know, I much prefer to talk to somebody else.
What if you called it something like chain barter or barter?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a new name in mind, or because you mentioned you were having trouble with the name?
I like the alliteration of the B's, you know. So maybe it would be, you know, benevolent barter. Maybe it would be,
Barter.
yeah, but
Barter babe. What
also,
about barter babe? And then you have like a babe is like your mascot. That's a little bit sexist though.
well, my son, he said something that really like struck me and it stuck with me. He was holding my amethyst wand that I have, and he put it up to his cheek and he said, "It feels like rainbows and happy foxes." And I thought, gosh, Happy Fox is a good name for an
Happy
app.
Fox is pretty good. Yeah.
Happy Fox is a good name for an app.
That is
so,
a good name for an app.
Yeah.
The Fox logo is used a lot because you've got Firefox and then you've got
It wouldn't be a fox though. Here's
Yeah.
the twister. It would be an owl.
Oh, okay. An owl, maybe.
Oh yeah. You got to say something so my screen switches. There we go. Yeah. Owls are magnificent. They're magical. And
You have owls in your neighborhood?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I just have one, and I'm not sure which tree he's living in, but I can hear him in the evening sometimes.
You hear him screeching at night?
No, it's very low. Woo-hoo.
Oh.
Woo-hoo.
So it kind of
like that.
soothes you to sleep.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wonder what he's doing now. We're down to about 10 what's 10 degrees Fahrenheit and Celsius? I don't know, man.
Is that below freezing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like 22 degrees below freezing.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's cold. It's that cold there?
It's freaking cold.
Wow. Do you have wood heat? What are you using to heat the joint?
Forced air.
Forced air. Okay.
Forced air.
And is that electric or sorry?
It's propane or not propane. Natural gas.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And are you? Are you out of the city? I don't even know what town you're from.
No, I'm in town. Much to my chagrin. I'm still in town. I've been trying to get out of town for years.
Well, find a nice shed on the outskirts and just settle in. That's my advice.
That doesn't really work when you have like 5 people in your family.
I know.
If it was just me, I would be doing what you're doing, but I would probably relocate someplace warmer. Yeah. We gotta get you married off into the.
I have a friend who has
weather.
property on Haida Gwaii, and she said I could basically camp there. So I'm thinking I might go to Haida Gwaii. I have another friend overseas who's in a warm climate. Actually, I have 2 friends. One is in South America. So I could go there. But
don't you think South America would suit you a little better?
I'm afraid of the big spiders, though, man. They have really big spiders down there. They have spiders.
Spiders are
spiders like the size of a football.
Yeah, they don't care about you, though. They're our friends.
You think
you leave them alone?
They'll leave me alone if I leave them alone, kind of thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd be more worried about the small ones because they're more likely to bite you, and they're more likely to be poisonous.
Yeah. The black widows.
Do you have anything up there like brown recluse and things like that?
We do have those apparently. Yeah.
Okay.
Are they deadly?
Probably not the northernized versions, but the southern.
I know they bite. The brown ones do bite, but yeah.
Well, they cause your skin. Their venom causes your skin to decay, your flesh to decay. So
like necrosis.
Yeah. So but that's like the northern versions. If you got bit by a recluse like from Missouri or somewhere down south, you're dead. You're gonna die.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one?
Yeah, we have them all over here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're
So you
everywhere.
try not to get them in the house, I guess, obviously.
Yeah, if you find one, that's the one spider that I will kill you.
Yeah.
And that and black widows. I will kill black widows.
One bite, right? And that's it. You're probably dead.
Like I said, they're northernized, so I don't know how potent their venom is, but they're gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll kill you, but they'll mess you up. You don't want them around your babies.
You'll need to visit a doctor for sure.
Yeah. Well, my cousin got bit on the neck, and I mean, they had to remove a hunk of skin about that big from his neck, like tissue from his neck. He had a hole in his neck.
From the necrosis.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's creepy.
What happened in his sleep? That's kind of the messed up thing. He must have rolled over on it or something. He was sleeping. When he woke up, he had this issue.
Oh, that's awful.
If you want to call it an issue. But anyways.
Do you have any pets in your family?
Yeah, we have a dog, Hefe the pit bull.
Hefe.
Hefe, yeah. And he's a sweet beast.
Yeah.
He's 7 years old and he's not fixed, so he's quite wild.
Oh yeah, so he wants to rut every once in a while.
Yeah. My partner says he's trying to claim me as his. So then I have to like be the boss. You know what I mean? Like I can't let him think that he's the alpha. So I have to always boss him around and tell him what to do. And then my daughter has a boa constrictor who is growing nicely, very nicely.
Wow. So
it's a she, but her name is Anthony.
That'll kill you in your sleep.
I told her she couldn't get something. Anthony. I just told her she couldn't get something that was big enough to eat her brothers. So that was the compromise.
Well, it sounds like you have a really interesting family. I love what you're doing with your web application. I could read a card. Do you want me to do a tarot card?
Heck yeah.
I did one for you yesterday. What did we pull yesterday? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Wow.
Well, I've done like 6 draws since then, so it's all,
okay.
It gets jumbled in your brain.
You're into tarot too. It's interesting.
Well, I'm just getting into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, no, I don't have cards today. Darn it.
That's okay. Do you want me to get my cards?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, wait. Why don't you do a reading? Yeah, you do a reading. So I'm practicing.
Oh, hold on.
Nobody ever reads my cards. Yes.
Right.
Finally.
Okay, well, hold on. I want to do a 3-card draw for you, but you got to hold on a second. Let me go get them.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll just vamp for a few minutes. So if you're just tuning in, we're here with Elizabeth Zimmerman, and she has a podcast called Better Than. If you like this show, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and sign up for the bell notifications, and that way you can find out when new videos are coming out. I have a video coming out. It's actually a digital short comedy called Fear and Loathing in Lake Louise. And if you sign up for the bell notifications, then you'll be notified as soon as that's released. It's going to be released direct to YouTube once it's ready. There's a couple of trailers that are there, but the actual film itself is not out yet. If you'd like, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at @cosmic_threader. I love to get feedback there. If you like this channel, sometimes I give away free tarot card readings on Instagram, so it's a good idea to follow me there to find out when those are going to happen. And if you'd like to purchase a tarot card reading, you can do that there as well. Again, thank you for tuning in, and please leave a comment down below. Welcome back. You found your...
I'm here. Hold on.
Elizabeth Zimmerman is rejoining us again. Is it Elizabeth?
Lindsay, you're fine.
Lindsay. I'll just call you Beth.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I tell people at work because they always get my name wrong? I don't care what you call me, just call me.
There you go. Mm-hmm. I'm the same way. Most people just call me shithead. I'm like, okay.
So you weren't expecting to get a tarot card reading?
No, I wasn't expecting. This is exciting for me, actually. I very rarely get a reading because I'm always giving them.
What do you we're going to do the patch tarot deck.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that one.
This one, they say, is the evolution of tarot. So, for example, the first card in traditional tarot, so the Fool is a 0, right?
Right.
In Patch Tarot, they have actually changed the Fool to the Child. And the Child holds both the 0 placement and the 1 placement.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
It's pretty,
I like that.
it's pretty
So it's
powerful.
Like the Fool becomes like the inner child, or kind of the,
or the embodiment of possibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So do you have a question?
Oh yeah, okay, do you want me to tell you or
That's up to you.
Okay, I'm going to keep it to myself, but
okay. I like to keep it to myself too.
Yeah, okay, I do have a question. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so really feel it. Close your eyes and really feel that question here. And I like to just wait for the cards to pop out at me. And I'm going to do 3 cards. Woo. Jeez. That one really popped out at me.
Jumping out? That's good. That's always fun
Yeah.
when you do that. You know, it's
okay.
That's good.
All right. So this is are you gonna pull all like major arcana? That's what you're gonna do.
I don't know. I often do.
You got the moon. Do you see that?
I love that card.
The moon, but hold on, the moon in reverse.
It's reversed.
You got the moon in reverse. This is interesting. So what I really like about this is on the outer edges, you have the intentions of the card and the energies of the card, and it's also mixed with the Hebrew alphabet, which is kind of cool. But so this card upright is introspection, right?
You know, there's a symbol Aleph. Do you know this symbol?
What is it?
I think it's part of the Hebrew alphabet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
Aleph.
a letter, but
you don't know?
I wish I knew. I'm learning.
Because I was seeing the symbol for Aleph in the clouds quite a bit for a weird reason. I don't know why yet.
The letter Aleph in the clouds? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to look that up. We'll look that up and we'll answer your question.
Okay. Yeah.
So this card upright is introspection. This card in the reverse, can you see it? Is it too close? Is lunacy. It's in reverse. It's lunacy. It's lunacy.
Well, I am a lunatic. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but the other thing that I like about this is on this path up to the moon, and in the moon is the Star of David. But in this path, the path is actually twisting like a DNA helix.
Like a helix. Yeah.
Yeah, it's twisting. And so you're following. It's interesting, you're following your thoughts and your intuition, but how much of that is guided by where we come from and who came before us. Yeah. All right, so that's one.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I definitely have had cosmic connections, even just this last week, but also this last 3 years have been more and more connection.
Wow. Do you find that the more open to receiving those connections, that the more they come at you?
Yeah. You got to be careful though. You have to, there are good and bad influences out there. So you want to protect yourself as well.
So the 7 of Wands.
Ooh, I love the 7 of Wands. That's symbolic of the Pleiades. I don't know if you're familiar with the Pleiades, but 7 is a number associated with that star system.
That's awesome.
And Wands, I've always connected well with Wands.
This is upright, and so that means it's like a main energy on this card is courage, right? The reverse would be cowardice. No. But this came up upright for you. And so this is fire energy, it says.
Nice.
And its ruling planet is Mars.
Nice. So I'm going to war.
Sure seems like that, doesn't it? Seems like war is just right around the corner for all of us.
Civil war. A lot of people I'm talking to, they think civil war is coming to America.
Look at all these hands reaching up out of the fire. You know, they don't really look like they can do him much harm, do they?
No.
Look at how he's surrounded by all this beautiful, like, wind,
Yeah.
almost like a repellent.
Hmm.
That's interesting. That's
Air.
an interesting card.
Air
Is
energy,
that,
right?
yeah, yep. Is that interesting considering your question?
That's very interesting. I was actually told someone did. You can search on YouTube if you search Kimber Kiss. Do you know who Kimber Kiss is? She did.
Uh-uh.
She read my card. She did a reading for me, and she called me an airbender. Said I was an
Interesting.
airbender. Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah.
I thought, oh, okay, well, that's interesting.
Okay. So your last card popped out upright. I don't know if you can see
I
this.
can't see that one. There's a bit of a glare if you tilt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Princess of Cups in the Patch Tarot.
Oh, okay, cool. Cup
Okay.
too.
And so the energy of this
Hearts.
card is dreamy.
Oh, dreamy.
Dreamy.
Yeah, cool.
I like this because let's
Does
see.
she have dark hair? Does the woman have dark hair?
Well, she's all blue, but if you can
blue.
see her hair
Blue
here,
hair?
it is dark. It's darker.
Okay.
What I really like about this card is that she's got all of these like bubbles rising up through her. There's actually 3 of them, like 1, 2, 3, and she's holding on to her cup and she's so happy.
Blue? Are they blue bubbles?
Mm-hmm. They're blue,
Wow.
clear, yeah. And down here is, water splashing upward, but up here we have snowflakes. Yeah. So I don't know what that card means to you, but
it actually does mean something to me.
does it?
Yeah, that actually.
And actually, she's in the upright position. She's actually upside down.
Okay. When she's upright, she's upside down.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Okay. So what does this all mean?
Let's look.
Beth?
Let's look.
Yeah.
Boy, when we're like called to be introspective, it can be like a real temptation, right? Because it's interesting to like dive down deep into ourselves. It's super interesting, but man, it's easy to get lost in those depths, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to not really know which way is up, and this call to narrow your focus, maybe.
Yeah.
There. This call, narrow the focus of your perception, and when you're dealing with inner issues, narrow your focus a bit, because that card in the upside down can be really detrimental.
Okay. So that's a warning. Maybe?
Remember the opposite. Yeah, the opposite of that introspection, when it's in the reverse, is lunacy.
Right.
Losing that feeling of having control of yourself. This card to me is just like encouragement. Like, this tells me that like you got it. Like all that introspection, whatever, man, you got it. And look at like the beautiful world that you're going to be able to imagine, pushing through all of that, getting to the end of that, And
I love that it's a dream card.
Yeah.
So life is but a dream, right?
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. That's great.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting. The opposite of this dream card is aloofness. Aloof,
Aloof.
like not letting people in, not being open.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That's yeah. To me, that card actually represents a very specific person.
Oh, interesting.
So that does answer my question.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Yeah, thank you.
That's why I like to wait for the cards to pop out by themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry if I'm making a wrong move.
No, the cards do it, right?
Yep, they do all the work.
It's the universe answering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks for actually
I just noticed it says your name right on the screen. I could have the whole time.
Oh, funny.
Lindsey Zimmerman, my battery is running low. I've just got a message pop up on my screen.
We had Dude, we went over conspiracy theories. We went over all
Covered
of
a
the
lot of ground.
fuckery
Yeah.
going on in the higher echelons of the ruling class. We got to
Yeah.
talk about my app. We got to talk about my app. We got to give you a tarot card reading. This is a good one.
It's a good interview.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
Me too.
Please have me on your show.
Oh, anytime. We could, you could charge up your battery and we could turn around and do this again.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm free. I'm free tomorrow. I'm free Saturday too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad we did this.
Me too.
I apologize again that the other one didn't work out, but
No, it wasn't supposed to.
it wasn't supposed to. Exactly.
Yeah. And also, it's much more comfortable without a mask on.
It's way more comfortable. It's way more comfortable. Who wants to do this, right?
Yeah, that's what I got for my boys too. But I just told them that children are illegal in 2020, so they're not allowed to go anywhere, and they don't even argue.
Is that what you told them?
Yeah, they're illegal. And then when they were like, Halloween costumes, I said, oh, all the Halloween costumes come from China. COVID. We can't. We got to make our costumes. Sorry. Oh, in 5 years, like they're gonna have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Well, I can't do anything now on my screen. This is not good.
Oh, are you froze?
Well, the battery popped up. It says your battery's running low. You might want to plug in your PC, and then I can't even close that box.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I wonder. I can't stop recording from here.
But you are recording, right?
No, it wouldn't let me record.
Okay.
I know. But you're recording, right?
I think I am.
It says recording.
Okay, good. Okay, now I can. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are you hearing other noises?
Boom.
Oh, you are hearing. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Recording.
Can you close the battery window?
I'm gonna try Control-Alt-Delete.
Yeah.
Task Manager. Well, you can head out if you want. I'll just edit out this. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm just chilling.
You got nothing to do?
My kids are taking a nap. I just have to fold laundry.